1 week ago I decided to dive into the world of programming, but before I even wrote my first line of code, I had to answer a big question. Which language should I start with? There were so many options. I could have chosen Java, the language powering Android apps, or C++, known for its speed and performance, perfect for games and systems programming. Maybe JavaScript, the go-to language for web development. So why Python? Because Python stood out to me. It's not just beginner friendly, it's inviting. Its syntax is clean and readable like writing in plain English, but it's not just about ease of learning. Python is powerful, versatile, and incredibly in demand. From web development to data analysis, artificial intelligence to game design, Python is everywhere. When I decided to learn Python, I didn't just want to watch tutorials and write practice code. I wanted a way to measure my progress and stay motivated. I needed structure, a challenge, and most importantly, something that felt achievable every week. And that was the point when I asked ChatGPT for help. Basically something like, can you suggest weekly Python projects to help me learn programming step by step? And in moments, ChatGPT gave me exactly what I needed. Week 1, basic calculator. Goal, understand Python basics, input, output, variables, and functions. My brain was already there, exploding. I realized I had almost no idea where to begin. Sure, I understood the concept of a calculator, but turning that into actual code, that felt like a completely different language because, well, it was. I decided the first step would be to learn the absolute basics, so I found a Python crash course video online. As I watched, I kept my calculator goal in the back of my mind. With each concept, variables, input, output, functions, I tried to imagine how they could come together to make my project work. So in the beginning, I learned how to create variables, which are likely containers that hold data. For example, here name, age, nation, and hobbies are variables, and the values on the right side, like U26 Switzerland, coding and video creation, are the data types assigned to these variables here on the left side. Oh yeah, just to give you some credit, as you can see, this Python 101 crash course from zero to mastery was the 8 hours video which I learned like basically everything about Python till now. One of the first major things I learned was how to format strings to include variable data dynamically. So in order to demonstrate it to you here, if I copy this here and just click here on run, it will state hi name, which is you. You are 26 years old and you live in Switzerland and you like coding and video creation. I then moved on to more advanced string operations like indexing and slicing. This allowed me to extract specific characters or sections of a string. If I put here something inside like 3 to 10, it defines a variable test with the text Fluffy activates here secundo and uses slicing to extract characters from index 3 to 10. Here's the output. Phi acti. If I put here 0 inside, it will start from the very beginning until 10. And then we can also say if it should skip something. So it just should take like every second index code. So as you can see, it jumps from L to F, etc. And what else I've learned was print length yo, or whatever you want to put in here inside. And what this does is actually giving us like the amount of items which are here inside basically. So if we print length, it will give us 7. The next concept I explored was lists and boolean values. I learned that lists allow me to store multiple items and I could perform operations like checking if an item exists within a list, counting occurrences, and sorting. So as you can see, we have here the variable basket and we give it a value of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we use basket with the method. As you can see, a method is never alone. This is also something I've learned. If we have the basket point append and then here 100, we will just adding an item to the list. We will adding this 100 into the list which we already have here, okay? So it modifies basically the variable basket, right? So if we then print basket, we don't have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have also 100 inside. Additionally, I discovered booleans, true or false, and how they can be used to control logic in programs. So a boolean is a data type that represents one of two values, true or false. So we know right now is a man is true, right? 0 is something that isn't there, so it is false, right? While 1 is something that is there, and this will be true because 1 is something. 0 isn't true that it is something, so it's false, right? If we put that right now here inside, it will tell us that it is true, but we can also set it as false. So it will change the true actually also for us to false. A function is like a mini program inside your code. It's a block of reusable code that does something specific. You can define it once and then use it multiple times. Here's how to define a function. Def, this keyword tells Python you're creating a function. Say hello, this is the function's name or like the argument. You'll use it to call or invoke the function later on. Then we have name and emoji. These are parameters. placeholders for the data the function will use. You can put here just something inside or as many things as you want to, but every time when you're calling the function, you will need to put in the exact same amount of parameters as the function has. Otherwise, it will have an error. And like I said before, say hello, you, and then emoji is like the call. Since we defined say hello as the name or the argument of the function, if we use ever say hello and then put it like the two parameters, the two parameters will be used to go through the function in order to do what the function tells it to do. Then as I continued, I learned how to take user input and use it in calculations. For example, I created a small program to calculate someone's age based on their birth year. We have right now here the opportunity to type something in. So for me it was 1998. We gave here years old, which is just a variable. The value 2024, because we live in 2024, minus the birth year, which is basically the input here, right? And what we also did here, int, is because if we type here right now inside 1998, it won't see it as an actual number, right? It will, as you can see, the number here is right now green, but it will see it more as a message. Okay, this here is something else than this here. This here is something that is someone saying, while this here is the number itself, basically. So what we did actually is to change this, what someone is saying, into a number, so that the program calculate 2024 minus 1998 to give 26 out right now here. And then we just made like an F string for it. And yeah, as you can see, it somehow was evolving like my skills, and I was start learning like some shit here inside. It was very, very funny to do. After that, I explored different data structures like lists, tuples, and dictionaries, which helped me organize and manipulate data in various ways. Lists let me store multiple values in an ordered collection. So all of those things are right now here inside the shopping cart. Then we had tuples. And tuples were very similar to lists, but they were immutable, meaning their content couldn't be changed after creation, okay? Like this here is a list and this here is a tuple. And inside the list, you can always add something inside. So this is a shopping cart, and whenever you want to add something to the shopping cart, you can easily do it. While if you have a tuple, basically the same, only that you can't change them ever. Like those are fixed, okay? And then dictionaries allowed me to store key value pairs for more complex data. Now we come to my most favorite part, loops. I also learned how to use loops to iterate through items in lists and dictionaries. This was useful when I wanted to perform the same action multiple times. So as you can see, we have here 4 item in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 print item. It will go to print the item first, and then it will go to the second, and then to the third, and then to the fourth, and then to the fifth. Everything that is underneath that loop will do it every single time for every item which we have inside here. So what we're going to do is to print, and as you can see, it will print 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then what I did was I combined loops with conditional logic, if else, to make decisions within the program. If age is older or equals to 18, print you are an adult. If not or else, print you are a minor. So what we can do is right now age is 17, right? We will give right now this variable value of 17. So what it will do is, because we are 17, you are a minor. If we're going to 18 here, you are an adult. Nice. So the if else is also something I just directly knew, damn, I can do a lot with this, even without knowing what I can do. I definitely also learned a lot more. It was just so much in one video. So yeah, when I started doing my first calculator, I started with doing like a function for it. Sometimes I was just cheating a little bit, of course, because I was just going to my Python file in which I put everything inside what I've learned in the last week. I was just thinking about like a function, how could I do it, etc. So what I did here at the very beginning was this here. I failed sometimes. I just fixed like some problems. And while like coding, I was all the time like running the program and trying to see if everything is working or not. At the very end, like the addition worked. I could like put in a number. I could put in like the second number, and then it would just give me like the third number out. I was just then like doing the same thing for minus, multiplicate, and divide in order to get like all 4 together here inside one calculator. And once that worked, I also implemented a line that begins like the whole program, in which you have like the opportunity to type in a number for each of those arithmetic methods which you want to use, you know, like plus, minus, multiplicate and divide. I was very happy because I was like, yes, the calculator works, etc. But there was one thing I also learned from the video, which I just watched 8 hours, like for 8 hours, and that was like that if you want to program, you always need to have a very good readability, and you need to make it as easy as possible. So I was like, damn, I have here like some major problems still inside my calculator in order to let it look very clean and good, like coders would like. I'm not sure if I completely nailed it, but at the very end, I'm very proud of what I did here. So what I did was like actually taking all the functions onto the most top, and then I actually also put it inside a loop. So once you are done with one of the calculation, you can like just do the same thing all the time. And we have also like here a stop inside, so you can like stop the program itself. So what we can do is actually, sorry, I just need to take that here inside. So what we can do is we can run it, and then we can like make an addition, a subtraction, a multiplication, or a dividing. So what I'm doing right now is just going to 3 for multiplication. Then we have like the first number, we will take 10, multiplied by 5 is 50, right? And it will also show us like 10 multiplied by 5 is 50. So afterwards we can like take, okay, right, this time I want to subtract something, so I'm gonna 10 minus 3, and we will get 7 out. And this is like, basically, this is like working, everything is working very fine, and I'm super happy about it. I also took like, those two lines were underneath each of those here. I was so happy actually when I was doing this here, because I had so many problems, and at the very end I was just like creating a program in front of my face, bro. It feels really amazing. I'm not sure if like many people will watch this video. Most likely I will do it actually for me, but maybe someone can like actually see and find here something, what the right direction is to learn something inside the programming world. Alright guys, if you watch this video, thanks many times, because it means a lot to me if someone is actually interested in the stuff I'm doing here. And otherwise I wish all of you actually the best, and I hope I'll see you in the next video. My name is you. Don't forget to smile. Peace.